what does that do? It actually suggests that there is no actual worship ever being done unless it's being done for Allah. Like worship in its true nature is only really done when it's done for Allah. So you're not just saying there's no God except Allah. You're actually saying nobody's actually truly even experienced what worship means unless they've done it for Allah. They may have had some spiritual experiences.
Here comes a new challenger.
Participated in, but Allah is making this bold statement that you haven't experienced God like you should have, or spirituality like you should have, unless it was dedicated to Allah Azza wa Jalla Himself. The second meaning of ilah comes from aliha ilah fulani, and that actually means
simple and clean.
It's to find contentment in someone. It's not just something that you're sad about. To be desperate for someone. And then desperation except Allah is the only consideration we have. That's what it is. There's no one who this skill over all amazed by like a ride. Like nothing like was ever and then of course come to me. Prepare for you say it's funny. To have desperate or intense love for someone. So one of the brands of love that I want to do in a second, but it's actually to be overwhelmed in love, so to speak, if you are in that love itself, that's what it is. So that's what it means. For peace and contentment. Someone that in your most desperate of times is going to be there for you. And of course, incredibly back in the day, and they had lots of things. Actually, I'll give you this. It's just the base kind of love, meaning you're just physically, and it keeps building from there, right? So, for example, al-wajd, one of the degrees of love, I won't go through all of them. Maybe another seminar on just love, inshallah. But al-wajd is, for example, when you really miss someone, when that love makes you really miss somebody, then you have al-wajd, you know? When that love becomes heavy on your heart, it's called al-kala, like it's like a burden you're carrying. That's another degree of love, you know? And najwa is actually a kind of love that you have to keep secret because it keeps showing on your face. Like you can't even hide it, that you're just, you know, completely and absolutely in love. Al-istikana is the kind of love that makes you feel paralyzed. You can't even get out of bed just thinking about it. It overwhelms you, you know? And so of these degrees of love, when you go all the way to the end, let me take you all the way to the last degree of love that the Arabs believe is the last degree of love. They all actually call it al-hiyam. And al-hiyam in Arabic is from the verb hama, which is used for camels. They're looking for water, but they run out of water. And they're wandering in the desert looking for water. And they're aimlessly, they go a few steps this way, then they go a few steps that way, then they go a few steps that way. Aimless wandering, looking for water. That's called hama. It's the expression for example. Aimlessly in this direction or that direction. The last degree of love that drives you insane is useless. So that's the last one. it's the last one I'll tell you. Now that this until this goes to the last one that's still out, one that you can still you can have is and one of the kind of love that makes you feel no pain and fulfills you desperate and bored of the same. Everything else is going wrong. This love is like all the that's from the origin of the word. So when, for example, Christians that say, our God is wrong. Your God is not wrong. You don't even know that. Well, people like that. We say that's like the Allah was the light, essence of the mountain. But now, Adam proceeded to begin with La ilaha illallah. Against Allah, La ilaha illallah. It's a different organization. Just make the shortcut, let's say, La ilaha illallah. Right? The number of Allah and the cover of it is the same. Let's understand why that. If you're going to learn this, so I do that this plan is made up of 9 decades. And each one of them is a continuation of the word of Allah. And I want you to think, let's think about this thing for a second. For each of the 5 sentences, the first word of the sentence is the word Allah. Allah it's like that. Each one of those statements is first statement of Allah and then that's putting the word God in the beginning. Not what it does. It actually allows us to one situation like as if here we have the mind of Allah. Allah, so, Allah, Allah, worship, obedience, love, to find contentment and peace and execution. That's the word right? But notice in that sentence when I tried to translate it, I said except he. I used the pronoun he. For each one of these 9 sentences, the pronoun that goes back to Allah will keep coming up. Meaning the style, the signature of Allah in these 9 sentences is, they start with the word Allah, and somehow or the other, they mention Allah as a pronoun again. Allah, that's who He is. لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم. له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض. من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه. يعلم has the word huwa in it. ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم. ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء. وسع كرسيه the who again السماوات والأرض. ولا يؤوده حفظه وهو العلي العظيم.
Here comes a new challenger.
يعود إلى الله عز وجل. Keeps going back. And the thing is, in Arabic they say الضمير يعود إلى الأقرب. The pronoun, when you use the word he, it goes back to a noun. The only noun here is Allah. That's how the Indian to Allah. So now, there's no such thing as finding love. There's no such thing as finding fulfillment. There's no such thing as personal worship except Allah. No one to be worshipped except Allah. And these notions of love, fulfillment, so about itself is this first statement about criticizing you know, they as it is the caretaker. And so we're going to dig into each of the comments about this and appreciate how these things are not. تعريف بأل هي دلالة على الكمال والحصر لأن ما سواه مستحيل. So the al in al hayy, you heard the word al. That actually suggests something that and it also suggests that something other than him is missing it. And that's the reason the word al hayy, the living, is Allah. Every other thing that exists that has life, I have life, plants have life, the animals have life. Everything else that has life, it will be struck down by that. Eventually, it will all be struck down by that. And eventually, all of those things will be dead. No problem. There was never any death that was a part of him. Normal death was only experienced by him. They created the institution of death. In a sense, he distinguished himself, became the ultimate religion. It's also, if you bring these two words, I'll share some a machine or a program or some kind of consciousness or whatever. It's full of life. You know, that's just a machine. It's like you say, nature. You know, these laws that are blind, that open the consciousness, that is governing itself. They just change all these things. Or the laws of it takes 5 seconds to skip the 5 seconds to save the Let me tell you, the recent conflict has left countless families in Gaza suffering extreme committed to the fight part of this vital mission. Just 5 hours, you can provide nutritious meals when they desperately try to survive, when they have a relationship with someone, when they love someone, it would have to be someone living. It would have to be. The first statement, Allahu la ilaha illa huwa, is invalid if it's directed to someone who doesn't even have life. It would necessarily have to be someone who possesses life. You know? Even when people worship stones, idols, they actually believe behind this idol is someone living. If they genuinely believed all this is a stone, they wouldn't be able to worship it. They have to attribute some kind of life to it. Allah says, why go for some form of life for another, which is the source of life? And so that just because someone is alive doesn't mean they care. Just because you accept the orders of the king, it's going to take care of the subject. Like he says, that he actually takes care. And it's a really interesting thing. Because if he's living, the first thought would have been that he'll hear my prayer. He'll hear when I he'll hear when you get to mention your need, he says, I'll take care of it. Like, whether you ask or not, I'm still taking care of it. Great desert storm! The first sentence, or the first didn't hurt you. Let them know that you're actually hurting.
And after a fierce
You
battle,
was hurting.
final round.
Why don't you say this?
Bad, y'all.
It's not it. Sometimes we feel like it. We're like, I don't think they're taking care of you. I don't think they're taking care of what they're supposed to. Attention of the word neglectful.
Come to me.
Foundations of credibility. He is alive, which means he's constantly there. You're not just speaking into thin air. Someone is listening. Someone is listening.
Rashid wins.
ومن الكلمة الفائدة لتدبير الخلفية في إنشاء it's actually a hyperbole. Also, for the teams, communities, oh wow. The word smell, like, it's not a normal thing. It's a Bible. And that's Allah's way of doing that. Taking care and waiting in a way that is unbelievable. The closest thing to this word that comes from Allah is actually used for men to take care of their like sons take care of their mothers, or, you take care of older parents and things like that. Or you take care of your daughters, you take care of the spouse, or you take care of the women in your family, etc. That's qawwamuna 'ala maintain, make sure they're doing okay. You make sure they're not starving, you make sure they're safe, like that. Whose job is it to make sure all the they make sure everybody's okay. Or they if he's not comfortable, back and you're worried about who's traveling, who's going to make sure everything's okay. It's the men of us. They're the Allah. They're not that unit. Everyone takes care of basic. So he says, it's someone who takes care of what panic, and then not only does he maintain or discipline how we're created, but he also maintains our entire plan for how we're going to live. Lay it all out. That's part of his being and also the one overseeing everything. Extremely visible. You know, it reminds me of a thing. It's used in the but somebody and that money back, calling shows up, he's like, harassing the guy, hi. You stand, be over and just stand over and like, hey. So you business, necessary, it's necessary to get your money back from back. You have to stay on the streets over and over and over. Allah is the word. Where do you go? Interesting. Imagery. We're just talking about imagery right now. Mime actually means standing. Mime means standing. When someone's standing over something and watching something and taking care of someone sitting down and taking care of something, there's a difference. If I was, for example, to take responsibility and watch over something, and I'm just sitting back here, that actually means I'm not as actively involved. I'm standing over, and actually more vigilant. That's why I'm الذي لا يحس ولا ينام يحفظه على ذلك لا يكون the one doesn't get exhausted, doesn't get sleepy or drowsy. Security guard. We'll get to that analogy a little later too. Security guard. Supposed to be watching the just your phone on that. Security guard. Turning a passive. The idea of not in subject standing is still that's not possible if you possible.
Rashid wins.
It's like something really. And Allah will ask on the day of judgment, who did this to you? Who did this to you? only watches over, diligently watches over, cares for.
Here comes a new challenger.
Nowhere to run.
Round one. Fight.
maintains so consistently in mid. That's the there's no point except this I already know minutes. Someone has to get out. And they're take care of things around. Like it's and the other is this statement that these are living. They should be so offended by this. They should stand up and they should send their nobody ever comes
Great Desert Storm!
That's a rough translation. The time to help us now. Systems to be broken and steadfastness to be let down when we think about things bigger than just caring for an orphan. No, it's more than that. And by continually ensuring that our families in Gaza remain strong and steadfast, we continue and every day things are changing. Things are very fluid. Many of these orphans, they lost their parents, their families, and one of the most important things we can do right now is to support an orphan. Support the family.
Ready.
We're looking forward to it. Inshallah. When you're totally out, if you snore, that's enough. You're not back in the and something that overtakes a person in a short period of time. Driving and it's natural to happen. Get tired. I know that's actively takes care of you. I don't mean, he doesn't even mention what it takes care of you. The maintainer. He's just a maintainer. He appreciation of Allah is actually acknowledging what he does and compassion what they're capable of. That's the real
Come to me! Prepare for yourself!
For example,
Yep, nailed it!
Family, home, a sick member of the family, hospital, taking care of all behind it. What happens eventually? You need to sleep or no? You took it. I don't need to see what's going to happen? What do you like? Unless it's around. Yes. That's why Steve didn't stand towards as a maintainer and a caretaker.
Pathetic!
Also capable like a capability of care of us, then we don't. What's the other interesting thing? In the worst sense, the absolute sense doesn't get a hold of it. But that means in some sense it might. Or like total sleep doesn't get it. When you say total sleep doesn't get it, you might be suggesting partial sleep.
Now, find a new rival.
So he's actually using the most minimal of the forms to let us know that there is no possibility of sina or no, meaning drowsiness or sleep. Now I want you to remember where the sentence begins. The beginning of the second sentence is exclamation. What you call experiences sleep. Forget the you. So last thing, how he can hit the sleep. So now you get to just it's the you say sleep, sleep, get a hold of it. So get into the forget the other drowsiness and sleep. Don't catch it. When you say it like that, the word I between the A, drowsiness and sleep.
This month's webinar, as you can see, we have an all-star panel.
Don't catch it. It actually means when they both come together, they don't bother. But if they come if you say that's a problematic statement because that could mean now this is one might catch it. You sleep and one might catch it. This is a combination that never gets it. Allah didn't say that. He didn't put an and in between them like that. There's a na wa na. If you look at the word or, لا تأخذه سنة أو, no, drowsiness or sleep don't catch him. If he said it like that, which he didn't, then that actually means drowsiness on its own will never get him. Sleep on its own will never get him. But a combination might, you know, a combination might get him. You say, I don't like this by itself or that by itself, but together I might. You see? So the out would have been problematic. Somebody could have pulled out something and said, hey, but wait a second. I mean, you only negated these things in isolation, you know, but together they may be something else. What did Allah do? لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم. And neither does, drowsiness get him, nor does sleep get him. Not by saying neither nor, Allah negated both of them individually and together. Whether they come on their own or they're together, it doesn't matter. It never gets a hold of it. This is part of just the perfection of how Allah Azza wa Jalla speaks. You know? يَسْأَلُهُ مَنْ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ كُلَّ يَوْمٍ هُوَ فِي شَأْنٍ. Everyone and everything, actually, in this ayah, everyone is begging Allah, is pleading to Allah for something or another. In the skies and the earth. وَالسَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. Who's taking care of the angels? Who's taking care of the jinn? Not just the human beings. Who's taking care of all the creatures of Allah in the skies and in the earth? They all need something from Him to continue to survive. Every one of our lives depends on Allah. You know, recently I met some people whose family was on life support. They were in the isolation ward, and their family member was on life support, and that basically means now their lungs are being pumped into a machine.
Simple and clean.
As soon as you take them off the machine, they're basically, and it made me realize this machine is making this heart beat. So the healthy heart would have been beating on its own. Actually, it's never been. That's how we are alive because of it. That's constant care. Nothing is automatic. Every single one of these is an active decision by Allah. Create something in this living. You don't beat people in the machine like a watch. And you wound it up. It's just every second of our existence, every cell of our existence, every particle of our existence is constantly being every single day. This these two statements now, this is, we have to get through now. These two statements, they let me appreciate the rest and the it was giving me reassurance that Allah is living and that He's going to take care of me and every man takes care in ways that anybody else having that closeness to Allah is to and you at a distance. It's not that.
Cammy wins!
You know, Allah to us is the king. Is also the best friend. Isn't he? And the relationship he has with me as my king, as my ruler, is different from the relationship he has with me as my friend. A friend is someone you keep close. You can talk to anything about your friend, about anything to your friend. You can turn to your friend whenever you want. You complain to your friend. You cry to your friend. That's what you do with your friend. Do you chill with your king, your ruler? You just say, I want to talk to you about something personally. When you're in the presence of a king, you're in awe. You're reserved. You're humbled. You're scared. You recognize the authority. That's a relationship of distance, isn't it? Now the thing is, the closest analogy to this, because we don't live in a kingdom, so we don't have that kind of situation. But I'll give you another analogy: the classroom, the teacher and students. A teacher has to walk a fine line between being a friend and an authority. If a teacher is constantly a friend, students will eat him or her alive. They will listen to nothing. I've tried it. I used to teach kids, and I was a nice guy.
Here comes a new challenger.
Make jokes, tell stories, jump on the table, and do a magic trick or something. Astaghfirullah al-azim, la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. When you do that for a few days, and I said, shall we? This is why I come back, start the chat for these global guys. It is a great. My third grade. It's a great. Break the ice. 2 days later, I said, I'm going to start. Big eyes open. Come here. The power of a yoga master. Well, guys, it's time to learn now. You want authority. We want freedom. You see, if we get too much freedom, and lose what? If I get too much authority, the only relationship we have here, and if I want my students to feel like they can talk to me, healthy relationship. It's as well. Now let's talk about great desert. Our closeness and intimacy, our relation, our loving bond and relationship with I explained him to Surahs the Surah Yasin, stories of prophets mentioned in this bit of detail, connecting the six amazing lives of the messengers.
Dawson wins!
In beautiful about Ibrahim alayhi salam. In this surah, Surah Al-Safat, the story of how he went to sacrifice his son is made mention of in greater detail than anywhere else in the Quran. This is why this beautiful surah tells us how Ibrahim's quality was such that it was it is called a meaning it is your motivation is also Salimullah. If you did not know, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the future from those of those so how can he make us free from Allah? This meeting, he come to me. He saw the dream, and immediately he told his son, picture
Rashid wins!
down my son. I have seen the instruction of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I have been sacrificed
instructed to find me from the patients. Instruction.
I am the turbulent wind.
Has not instructed us to do something we don't understand. He instructs us to pray. He instructs us to abstain from just okay. Instruction. He did not understand. He did not understand it. It's sincere. This way we will become which means doing good. It's not sacrificing yourself. It is you prepared to sacrifice yourself. People get to school and see the way before. Forgive us.
Rashid wins.
We save ourselves from the by following the instruction of Allah. Allah says this is haram, this is halal. Consider haram haram and halal halal. You will be saved. Your body will be saved. The food that is not permissible to consume, don't consume it. It's not healthy for you. It's not good for you. Whether you know or not. Whether science says yes or no. It's a no. Subhanallah. And you need to be convinced that Allah says something. I am definitely a mu'min. I believe that He made us much better than you.
Here comes a new challenger.
This is Ibrahim alayhi salam. How did he achieve friendship of Allah? Do we want that friendship or a portion of it? Well, one of the ways of achieving
Show me everything you have.
is Allah.
Simple and clean.
Round one. Fight. Allah instructed him to do something. It was so difficult. Even if it didn't make sense, I can give you one quick example. He was told to lead his children in the desert and do this. He turned up to his mouth. Okay. His family says, where do you think? Because he thought. And then they feel sorry for the people. He says, keep going today. I don't know why I'm
Rashid
advertising. But anyway,
wins.
taken a few photos, put a few videos, done a few things, and the next best thing is it becomes slow. It becomes the memories for many photos, necessary pictures of memories taken by photographs. A lot of the memory is consumed by images, videos, too much. So now when you try to make it to say Allah, your mind is your system kicks in, then you just settings for what the say this is why I don't need it right now. Shift all the photos into this so that let's give it to us. You setting it reset the system. Into pornography, I'm into adultery, I'm way to commit that sin, into gambling, into drugs, into so let's go to this beautiful lesson.
Sweet spot.
The dispute. Expansion of the deep into this dispute.
Come to me.
So common man says, that guy has 99.
Rashid wins.
So Daud looks at him and says, you shouldn't be doing this. Allah. Hang on. It doesn't mean that just because he has 99 and this guy has 1, and this guy is a
Here comes a new challenger.
The person who has 99, making it 100, and this might not be his. It's impossible, isn't it? It does not make it right and wrong, even though it's glaringly seeming so. Correct? So Allah says, Allah, that after his
I am the turbulent wind.
Round 2. Very big heart. Say, hey, they keep what is not theirs. Very, very few. face. Save yourselves. Create an internal partnership.
Come to me! Prepare for turbulence! Picture! Yep,
Especially
Rashid wins!
If you really with a very big heart, prepare it to say it's help us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala take us from those learn a beautiful lesson. Many of us are already in partnerships. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala listen ease. Take us this is the beautiful assistance. That's what it is. Basic
after a fierce battle, the hero comes out on top. Some of the problems of the Ummah, they take very long time. So keep on making it, keep on trying, keep on doing what you need. Doesn't mean that every time it's going to say it's okay, it's okay. Make it and make sure that you get there. Yes. will enter heaven in groups. Some people, they will be going in with their leaders, they will be going in with their prophets, they will be going in groups of silsila. They will be going in they will be staying. You might not know what that means itself, but tell parents and people that it comes from money. So people will be entering into Jannah with their own friends, with their own groups, the groups that they have. It's dangerous. When you read about it in the Quran, it's actually hair-raising. It makes you scared. You've got friends, just ask yourself, which way are we heading? It won't be very difficult to actually figure it out. You know, if you're friends, you're always together thinking of good and doing good and trying to do good, then alhamdulillah, you can imagine the group entering into Jannah together as a group saying, hey guys, let's go. As you used to say, let's go to the masjid and say, let's enter the door. That's our door. And we're all going in, mashallah. And if you guys used to go partying and partying, here comes a new challenger.
In today's working world, complexity is everywhere. And before you can catch up, it's but what if technology and AI, content, and expertise came together and powered professionals to learn how to adapt, to move faster, see further, accomplish more? The future is arriving faster than ever. It's us for this today, and tomorrow.
And it's never too late, never ever too late because you're still alive. We've been verse before we get into these books. Mention verse that has in it the greatest in the earth. His most beloved, known to all of us. No matter what you've done, don't you dare lose hope. That's Allah talking to you. Think that He's okay. Here's Allah. Picture. Yeah, nailed it.
Rashid wins.
You need to make sure that you don't fall into that trap, because that's another extreme. One hand, shaitan wants to make you lose hope. The other hand, he wants to make you have too much of hope that you actually now think that, it's free for all. It's okay. Allah's okay. It's fine. I remember someone who was semi-nude, subhanAllah, telling others that, Allah doesn't judge me by my
Here comes a new challenger.
Allah doesn't judge you by your external being. But when you're asking for trouble, then you judge yourself. We won't judge you. You judge yourself. You know what Allah wants of you.
Welcome to the stream.
Don't expect me to be a pushover.
That hurt. Come to me. Prepare for turbulence. Picture.
Rashid wins.
That's what Allah is saying. And in fact, in the next verse, it's even made clearer. واتبعوا أحسن ما أنزل إليكم من ربكم من قبل أن يأتيكم العذاب بغتة وأنتم لا تشعرون. Allah says, follow the best of that which has been revealed from your Rabb before the punishment comes to you suddenly. And you won't even have realized that, I'm overtaken with the punishment. Which means death may come to us at any time. The destruction might come at any time. Allah says,
Another fight is coming your way.
I also want you to do it quickly, as soon as possible, because you don't know how long you're going to live. My brothers and sisters, you want to taste the sweetness, you turn to Allah. Let us all turn to Allah. Allahumma innaka afuwun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anna. Allahumma innaka afuwun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anna. Allahumma innaka afuwun. And don't forget, by making mention of those who
Round two. Fight. wins.
Definitely be able to see us. We will be asked this question when they enter hellfire. Rather, we will be greeted with salam, salam. Whereas we enter in with those may Allah grant us the conditions are changing. It's hard to put into words the horrors that we witnessed every day during our time here. Entire families pictures, stories, now receiving wishing that he himself
Hockey wins.
لساني يفقه قولي اللهم ثبتنا عند الموت بلا إله إلا الله اللهم اجعلنا من الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر would like to read this is not very impressive. Skills I put in this program experience and experience as the guy is they get embarrassed by studying balance and humiliating me further. And after he's describing all of these
Great Desert Storm!
Or the struggle that is made for.
Rashid wins.
Think about this. When we pray,
What's your job? What do you do?
I'm a software engineer.
How much do you earn as a software engineer?
Like 160?
Is that your total, like base and comp?
Yeah.
And how did you get your job?
sisters,
In life, unfortunately, there are people who are nasty. Unfortunately, it will happen, it has to happen. We always face challenges. As much as we believe we're good people, around us there will be a few who are nasty for whatever reason. And may we always ask Allah to protect us, right? The first thing I want to speak about is to ensure that you and I are not nasty. Sometimes we don't realize we're actually very nasty to others. We don't realize sometimes to our spouse, we are so terrible. We abuse them. We speak to them in an ugly way. We actually abuse them to the degree that they feel love to be saved us and love. The way that's not the same. We need a nasty woman. We need to change that. If we are the video that you actually trouble, yes,
Side. Yeah. I sound tough.
for turbulence! 3, 2, 1, and picture!
This year, take the turbulence. Since you already won this with Lindor.
Shit.
Rashid
I'm not
wins.
trying to
Dental offers 1% off treatment plans for everyone.
have
Book today.
Trouble, then you judge yourself. You don't judge yourself.
Look at college.
Let's stop pointing fingers. We try to do it. I tell you why. We're all broken. And we're all the same.
Oh.
You're going to pay, but we still willingly pay. Hey, I'll do it. I'll save my money. I'll go. I'll do this. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us and guide us. So there is another part of the verse. The second part of the verse actually draws us back to reality, where Allah says, look, I told you not to lose hope, didn't I? But I want to tell you, do it quickly. Listen to what Allah says in verse number 54. That's the next one.
Now, find a new rival.
من قبل أن يأتيكم العذاب ثم لا تنصرون. And turn to Allah. Turn back to Allah.
Welcome to the stream!
Surrender to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Prepare.
Before comes to you. So Allah is telling you in the
Get rich. I don't know, do you have any versions of that here in Trinidad? No risk, no reward.